Why, hello friends and family, welcome to Kamira's Kitchen. Today I'm showing you how to make the bougie version of a 5-minute chocolate cake that requires no oven and no pan. Guys, this cake is still super quick, but if you have some of these extra ingredients around the house, why not go the extra mile and make it super special? It doesn't take any extra time. Now, to my sieve, you see me adding flour and cocoa powder and also baking powder. I'm going to take my sieve in and shake everything together to make sure there's no lumps and that it's perfectly even. Next, I am going to take out about a tablespoon of this flour mixture and set it aside. Okay, we're going to be putting in some chocolate chips in this recipe, and the flour should, in theory, help it not float to the bottom. I throw in my sugar and then I mix everything around, and this is all of our dry ingredients. Next, we're going to start mixing that tablespoon of flour we put aside with the chocolate chips. Now, in theory, this should help the chocolate chips float. But guys, spoiler alert, these chips sunk faster than the Titanic in this cake. Maybe it just doesn't really work in the whole microwave cake situation, but it did form a nice little fudgy layer on the bottom of my cake. So you know what, guys? I put the chocolate chips in there anyway. Now, instead of using water, I'm going to be using spoiled milk. This is slightly spoiled milk, which will act similar to buttermilk. And I'm putting in a teaspoon of vanilla extract. Now, we're going to start combining our dry and our wet ingredients, okay? I'm putting in 1 stick of melted salted butter. If you don't have salted butter, then add in a pinch of salt to your dry ingredients. I'm also putting in half of the milk, and I'm going to start to stir things together. I like putting in just part of the milk at a time because I think it helps me form the batter a little bit more evenly, and so I'm going to put the rest in now. If you don't want to use milk, you can use hot water, and I did warm up this milk, by the way, just so it would help bloom the cocoa powder and get a nice rich cocoa flavor in our quick and easy cake. Halfway through the mixing, I switched over to a whisk because there was just a lot of lumps, and because I already had it in the house, I put in a little bit of instant coffee. You don't have to use this, but it does enhance that cocoa flavor. Now for our flour covered chips, I'm going to fold those in carefully and to help to try to prevent them from sinking, but I already told y'all how that came out. I take my pan and I have sprayed it and put a little bit of sugar on it to keep my batter from sticking. I'm going to put all the batter into this pan, and guys, don't be fooled by what you see on the camera. Guys, I scrape out that bowl. You can't see it, but guys, there is no batter left behind in Kamira's Kitchen. We do not waste food around here, so get everything out. I'm going to tap it down to make sure the batter is really even, and I'm going to pop it in the microwave for 5 minutes. After 5 minutes, mine was a little bit wet, so I put it in about 3 more minutes. After doing that, my cake was perfectly cooked, and you can see by pulling out the toothpick, this is nice and clean, and it has a little bounce to it, which means it's going to be moist. For a quick frosting, I combine a cup of semi-sweet chocolate chips with 1/4 cup of heavy cream. To make it extra bougie, I put in about 2 fat tablespoons of Nutella. That Nutella just takes it to the next level. I go and I microwave it for 1 minute. And after a minute, it's still a little bit lumpy, even after I mix it. So I put it back into the microwave, watching it very, very closely for about 1 more minute. After that time, my frosting was smooth enough for me. I could actually did it for about 30 more seconds, but this was fine for me because it's really going to harden a little bit anyway. And just as a tip, this frosting is amazing on any sort of pound cake. I've used it even on a Nutella pound cake before, and it is bomb. To frost my cake, I'm just dropping everything on and spreading it out with my fork. I'm no professional cake froster, but this was pretty good for me, okay? I thought it was looking nice. To step up them cookies and just bring it to the next level, I put on a little bit of chopped pecans, and I just put it everywhere, decorate it a little bit. Guys, go the extra mile if you can. I already had them at my house, so why not, guys? And I also decided, because they were in my cabinet, to throw on a little bit of shredded coconut. which just gave it a really pretty look. I really love the look of this cake. So let's go ahead and cut into it. Isn't this what you guys really want to know? Do the bougie ingredients really make a difference? Well, when I tried the regular version, guys, you know, I didn't think it could smack, but this one, this one could slap your mama, okay? This one got some flavor in it. Go ahead and look at that. It is super moist, guys. I hope you can tell on camera that this is a moist cake, and even the next day it was still moist. You know what? Go ahead and get you some since you've been watching all this time. Guys, I hope you enjoyed this bougie version of this 5-minute chocolate cake, and I hope you make it. Tell me in the comments if you love it, and subscribe if you love flavorful recipes. Thank you guys, and have a great day. Thanks for joining me.